Hi, Nick Collier here, and this is my shop. Come join me. We'll have some fun. And I'm gonna come out here. We're gonna drop our transfer punch in. Get everything all squared up. Let's come out a little further here. You still see it? Sure. And just a little tap will do it. There's our hole right there. Our point of entry. Our table's almost all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, I was concerned because the drill bit's going to go right down into the split, but we're only going to go down about an inch, so no big deal. Bring it over. That looks pretty good. Let's get a center in there and point this thing out for sure. I mean, it doesn't have to be that accurate, but it wants to be somewhat. Yeah, we were off just a little bit. There it is. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take this down. I think we can just go straight to our thread size. Okay. We're going to go down 1 inch. All right, there's 1 inch. And we're looking for a 1/4 inch drill bit, or a tap. One that's not going to break on us. All right, we'll get ourselves a start going here. Now let's see if we can get this down there without breaking the damn thing off. All right, well, you know, I'm having second thoughts on this whole thing. What would stop me from, you know, we'll put the bolt in and get it solidified, and what would stop me from just welding this junction? I mean, it won't look as pretty, that's for sure. Okay. Okay, since that disaster, I think welding is the answer here. So we're going to go ahead and V all around here and on the other piece and go ahead and weld that up. Looks pretty good. I'm going to clean up this backside because I haven't machined that just yet. And I may not machine it because personally I like the fact that I cut this out of a old piece of crap steel, and I like to have that oldness in there. Now, you know, when I'm doing stuff for a customer, you can't do that. It's got to be kind of clean. But in this case, I can, because I'm the customer. All right, so we're going to warm that up. Get that nice and toasty so it'll take a good weld. Come on. All right, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing there's not much of a V there. So we're going to take this back apart. and recut it. Get a little bit more of a V going. Not that this thing's going to be under a huge amount of pressure, but it will be under some pressure. So no use in it falling apart at some point or another. All right. Okay, that did two things. That cut the deeper groove, and it also warmed the metal up a little bit so that I don't have to torch it so much. All right, welded, and I think we're in pretty good shape. We're going to let that cool off for a while, and we will be back. Okay, well, here's what I've come up with. We've got the thrust of the mill going that way, but it doesn't go that way unless, of course, I loosen the entire head assembly and slide it that way. So, and this part is locked in, so it won't go this way to meet my center pointer. So we're going to turn this on, and we're going to come in and slam the back of that plate until it touches. Now remember, all we're doing is getting a center hole with this in place. So it looks to me like it's off, center's about right here. So our center line is about right there, which is kind of interesting because this whole thing should be centered up, but I'm guessing that it's not. So we loosen this back up again. And this thing is pretty tight, so we have to use let me get the indicator off of here. Okay, so now we can loosen this just a little bit. And I think I'm going to come in and just saw this down just a little further, kind of weaken it just a bit so that I can get this to tighten up. There we go. And that should loosen it. Okay, and there's our center mark. Let's take our shaft out. Bring our support plate down. Let's bring it out here and have a quick look at it. Now you can see right there was our punch mark. I gotta take these gloves off. I've been dealing with paint thinner, so the gloves were a good idea. But they get in the way. And you can see that right here was our center mark, and here is where we've ended up. So that is a line right in this area here. Now I want to give myself a little bit of room, which I didn't do, so we're going to come down just a bit lower, and that'll give me it'll allow the head to kind of get in a more relaxed position. Right now it's bottomed up right up on top of the quill. So we'll set our center mark right there. A little bit off. Closer. There we go. All right, drive this baby home, and we got ourselves a punch. Now, if we take our 90-degree head off, we can actually put this in the vise and drill that hole and end up with what we want. Okay, well, what I wanted to do is to square this hole up with this surface here. And since I machined this side, the other side's not machined, but I use that as my flat surface. So, and you know, I didn't want to mess with this weld because, I mean, it's certainly going to be strong enough, but I want to leave it just like it is. And so I've dropped this piece off of the edge of the vise and clamped it down. Now what we're going to do is just come over and land ourselves and come down a little bit. Almost a ½ inch. And let's get that more centered. There we go. Tighten up our chuck. And that's spinning just a little fast for me. Okay, so this is ready to go in. We need to set up the boring head, bore it out, and then press fit this in. And we will be back.